go downstairs. I thought it was gonna take me a minute, but you know, actually it got handled right away. But with that being said, let's continue. After what I saw yesterday with Eminem's dry and stale performance, at the Terrence Crawford fight, I am more than ever convinced he isn't remotely the GOAT, and he is steadily dropping down, you know, my all time great list, which he wasn't on my all time great list anyway. I don't have Eminem in my top 10 of nothing because the songs didn't age well. And then the material that he sung, I thought by the time I got, back in the house because I was doing a stream, I thought he would be done and I wouldn't have to bear witness to watching him perform. I've never thought Eminem was a good performer on stage, and I saw it yesterday, and with even more clarity, he is not the GOAT, and it started to look more and more like he's overrated. And when I hear these rappers giving him high praises, my question is why, or who's paying you to say it? Um, his performance was just, for real. It was just cringeworthy. He looked every bit of 52 years old. The stage presence wasn't there. Even the hype man looked like he was just there because he got paid. He didn't command the stage. You could tell the people that was watching him perform wasn't that interested because one, he wasn't the right guy to perform. I stand on what I said. Kendrick Lamar should have performed. I would have been, you know, he just, I don't know. He just ain't it. And I'm sorry, his music just didn't age because the only song you could think of with Eminem, like when you really like evaluate Eminem, his resume, you really only can think of possibly, three songs. Maybe I'm Not Afraid, or four at best. Slim Shady, Lose Yourself, of course, and Hi, My Name Is. But what other songs can you really think of off the top of the dome when it pertains to Eminem? And that's just real talk. To me, the best stuff he made, he never put out as a single. And I'm just keeping it a buck. People just don't want to tell the truth. But watching him perform, that was all I needed to come to the realization that Eminem is overrated. And when I hear black rappers saying that he's better than them, that make me question them. You should never say that somebody is better than you. And that's why I don't respect Busta Rhymes, because lately, the last few years, he been acting like what, you know, the first, the first word of his name is a Busta. But I was just like, wow. I was like, really? Like I said, what makes you an all-time great is everything. You know what I'm saying? Your catalog, your body of work, stage performance. And another thing, Eminem should have just had a DJ. That live band stuff, that wasn't it. I don't think for the most part you need a live band if you a rapper, unless you the Roots. He should have just had a DJ. Hey, it's not like Turkey Al Sheik couldn't afford. He would have gave Eminem pretty much whatever he asked for. When Dr. Dre, he performed at the Super Bowl, he had a DJ. He didn't have no live band for the most part. But Eminem, that live band, that just wasn't the business. And just watching him perform, it was an eyesore, and you just got to tell the truth. At the end of the day, one thing about Eminem fans, they love to try to cover for him and they love to try to protect him, which I don't understand. Eminem, for the most part, he can defend himself. I don't know why people get so triggered when you criticize Eminem. Like I said before, I don't have to like Eminem because you like him. And I have the right to critique his music the same way I have the right to like his music. I reserve the right not to like his music. And it's always been this thing that no matter what Eminem puts out, no matter how mediocre or how flat out garbage it sounds, you have to say that is good music when it isn't. The man just ain't been making good music. I caught like the last 8 minutes of his performance, and I was just like, wow. And then the people that was there that saw him perform, they said a lot of people was going to the bathroom. I know he's in, good standing with Turkey Al Sheik, but he just wasn't the one. Not for that particular event. I know he's cool with Bud, but to me, Kendrick Lamar would have been the dude. He would have had that place rocking if he would have sung Not Like Us. And then not to mention the possibility that Eminem went on too long to where Bud came out kind of dry. My man Coffee pointed that out. That Bud came out kind of dry, or he was dry, because Eminem took too long to perform. Me, myself, they should have did that, just real talk. They should have had Eminem perform like maybe in between and, in between the co-main event. I was so like it was an eyesore to watch Eminem perform. It what you don't get amped up when you see Eminem perform. It's nothing to his performance. He doesn't have real good stage presence. Then he holds the mic like he's about to he holds the mic like it's some kind of object. We'll leave that alone. And I think your mother should have swallowed you. I knew they would eventually come. I was waiting for them to show up, one of the trolls, one of the Eminem stands. I love it because at the end of the day, I will give them attention. And thanks for the view, because at the end of the day, you made me some money. So, I won. So keep the trolling coming. Oh yeah, you way out there. Yeah. Yeah. Most people told me, because I talked to Goodfellas Sports TV. He told me that it was like 1 a.m. when the bell rung. So it was kind of late. It was kind of late, you know, when Terrence Crawford and basically they had to open the bill. Keep in mind they had to sing the national anthem. They had to go through all the formalities to get prepared for the fight, and that's why Bud dried up. So yeah, it just took way too long. Look, I understand you want to make things extravaganza, but I think you need better handlers. I think, like I said, Eminem should have performed in between, Miller and the co-made event. Or if he was going to perform, he should have kept his set short, because at the end of the day, people wasn't there to see Eminem. They was there to see Terrence Crawford. Well, Bud was dry. And because it just took too long. Like I said, for the most part, the overall event was great. It was sensational. You know, it was sensational. It lived up to the expectations. It met the hype. I was completely satisfied with what Turkey Al Sheik put together. But like I said, I do think that when it comes to the live performances, he need to keep, if he gonna have people there, I think he need to keep those sets short, because I think Eminem went on far too long. I think he went on far too long, and I just wasn't interested. I thought when I did that, Stephen, when I did that live stream in between fights, I thought Eminem would be done performing. And unfortunately, I had to catch the last minute of his set, and I was just like, wow, this is the dude that they say is a goat. Goat of what? Hey, moderators, get rid of the trolls quick. No, I thought Bud did his thing, man. Bud did his thing. He did his thing. At the end of the day, he showed his ring IQ. He had to make adjustments because Bud fought a mobile guy that was, that wasn't there to be hit. But Bud clearly won the fight. It was without a shadow of a doubt he won the fight. And of course, the haters gonna hate. I expect that. But for people to say Bud didn't have no pop at 154, well, if that's the case, how come that dude wasn't walking through Bud's punches? How come when Bud landed something flush or Bud landed a good shot, he would back up? When somebody lands something flush and you like back up and try to reset, that mean his punches are doing things to you. Did you see how that guy looked after the fight? Bud's power is there at 154. Trust me. Bud rocked Mad Ramob at least. He rocked him a few times in the fight. So once again, when I hear people say, "Well, Bud ain't got no power," I guess you wasn't watching the same fight I was watching. This is why sometimes you can't have these conversations with people if they don't know what they're talking about. Because if he didn't do any damage to him, why did his face look like that? Why was he resetting and backing up? Why was he clinching Bud when Bud was hitting him? And if you look at the last couple of rounds when Bud was starting to tee off on him, yeah, Bud was doing damage to him. I think if Bud had really figured him out earlier in the fight, Bud would have got the stoppage. But at the end of the day, Bud fought very well. So we're not going to play those games. Nah, the crowd wasn't feeling Eminem. Damn, he wears a diaper. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that, but that performance just, yeah, Eminem just ain't it, man. I'm sorry, he just ain't it. And it don't got nothing to do with his skin. And I'm gonna say this again because I get sick and tired of people like always trying to use that lifeline to keep people from criticizing Eminem. I'm gonna say this once again, has nothing to do with him being white. It's black hip hop artists that when I saw them perform, I thought they didn't have the stage presence. Listen, Q-Tip on wax, he's a beast. But watching him perform, the dude that was always the dude that had all the life in him was Fife Dog. Rest in peace. Some people just don't have that stage presence. That's why I used to call Q-Tip the Tim Duncan of hip hop. Great MC, but you know, um, he just a blue collar rapper, and that's it. That's all. I get tired of that. I get tired of hearing that about Eminem. Every time you criticize this dude or say something, then everybody try to, oh, you just don't like him because he's white. How many times have y'all seen me say that License to Ill by the Beastie Boys, a all white hip hop group, is one of the greatest hip hop albums ever made? How many times have you heard me say Paul Revere is one of the greatest beats ever made? How many times have you heard me say that Jump Around is one of the greatest, songs made in the 90s by House of Pain? How many times have you heard me give Third Base they props? So when I hear people say that I'm criticizing Eminem because he's white, it's preposterous, and I think it is absurd. You can't use race to disguise the fact that Eminem just ain't put out good music in like 20 years. You can't use race to disguise the fact that Eminem doesn't have good stage presence. Like I said, he looked every bit of 52 or 51, however old he is, every bit. So I get tired of people always trying to say that somebody don't like Eminem because he's white. I get so tired of people acting like Eminem is immune from, or he's exempt from getting criticized. We have a right to critique his music the same way people have a right to say they like his music. We have a right to say that we don't like his music. And Eminem just ain't made no good stuff in 20 years. That's just the bottom line. So you can save this stuff about we don't like him because he's white. Okay? Stop it. It's just that he ain't it. He just wasn't hitting. I talked to people that was there. They said people was going to the bathroom, going to the snack bar because they wasn't interested. This is what I've been saying about Eminem for years. Don't nobody be bumping Eminem like that. And they said that his album debuted number one. And once again, he got a so-called album that debuted number one, and nobody is bumping any other music. I don't see none of his songs from that album in the algorithm. None. And that Houdini song was hot garbage. That song was trash. That song is hot garbage. And then what make me mad, you have people like MC Shan and a couple of these other goof troop niggas all trying to defend him and trying to attack black people who just have an honest assessment of Eminem. Like, damn, man, the dude's, I mean, he just ain't it. No, I didn't see nobody that won a car. I didn't see. I was probably doing my stream because I went outside to do my stream, so I didn't even hear about anybody like winning a car and stuff. But by the time I came in, he was still performing. He had one of the dudes that was with D12, and I was just watching him. I was just watching the stage presence. When they told people to give it up for Eminem, you didn't hear people like, you know what I'm saying? You didn't hear the crowd like just like really cheering for him like that. Now they did for Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg at the Super Bowl, but Eminem, it was moderate. It was moderate. People keep saying Eminem is an all time great, but you can't even, man, off the top of your head, you can't even name 10 songs that like for real. You can't even name 10 songs that Eminem made that hit. I was kind of done with Eminem after the Eminem show, which I think was album number 4. That was kind of like, all right, enough of this. Enough of this. By the time he made his fifth album, Relapse, when I heard that album, I played that album Relapse maybe twice, and I never played it again because that album just like all that weird stuff he was saying on there. I was like, all right, man, I didn't had enough of this. This is just clearly played out. And too raw for sports. He said it best. It's like this dude's his music just didn't mature. He still rap about the same stuff that he rapped about like 20 years ago. He didn't evolve as a rapper. Well, that's what I'm saying, boxing fan. I can't name like for real. I can't like if you man, even his biggest fan can't even name probably 15 songs out the top of their head. So I'm trying to figure out, how are you an all-time great? That performance was stale, like you know, like some potato chips that's been sitting up in the cabinet or the pantry for like a year, and you forgot they was there. You just be like, man, let me taste these chips, and I'm talking about the flavor is gone. It's like you've been into a piece. I don't know, like you've been into that shit that come off the wall of shit. Most of his songs don't really have no substance. It's just the same. It's just the same old gimmicky, you know, the same old gimmicky stuff. Eminem is in his 50s now, and I just don't think that he matured as a rapper. And his music just, I mean, come on, man, let's just keep it a buck. His music didn't age well. I'm just gonna be honest with you. If Eminem wasn't backed by Dr. Dre, he wouldn't have lasted this long. I'm just keeping it. I'm just keeping it above. Dr. Dre had what it was. Dr. Dre had so much clout, and he was so respected in hip hop to where a lot of people just sat up there and just vouched for Eminem because they respected Dr. Dre as a producer. But when you really listen to Eminem, I don't see nothing very impressive about his raps. Like Lord Jamar said, sometimes it just sounds like Eminem just be making a bunch of noise. I sit back and I watch and I go and I stand and I back, but and if I was state, I mean, I just like sometimes he just give me a headache. I'm I'm just saying sometimes it just sounds like a bunch of noise. Oh, you never. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man. I really be studying lyrics and all that kind of stuff. Like, what do he really say of significance? I'm just saying. Every once in a while, he'll drop some clever bars, but then leading up to the line, to the phrase, to the bar, he might say something that don't even make sense. So we give you up Christopher Reed, Sonny Bundles, he's Horsewood, and he while he's hitting some trees. Hey, I'll just okay. Or the other song, I did like that song Rain Man, but he said absolutely nothing on that song. And that was from the what was that album? No, was that M Core? That was album number 4, that song Rain Man. Dr. Dre, is it putt putt ball? Is it gay to play putt putt ball with the butt ball? I was like, man, get out of here. I heard, you know what? According to Jaguar Wright, somebody else wrote that song or was helping him write some of his song. Man, I know what you saying. I know what you said. I know what you said, Money Man. Listen. When people say, "How can you criticize Eminem?" Because I actually listened to his songs. I told y'all I bought his albums, and that's how I can make that assessment. Like I said, he has songs where he literally didn't say shit. Don't you remember that song "Ass Like That"? What do you mean, Zine? I just joined the Zine. I said, "Don't chiche choi ching." Like you call that lyrics? I'm talking about he literally would make songs where he wouldn't say literally nothing. Am I lying? He literally said nothing. I'm talking about he literally had some where he would say absolutely nothing. What do you mean? Zine, zine, I did the ting, I did the chi 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 chi. I was like, bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm just saying, man, I think a lot of people stop being Eminem fans. That's why I be getting mad when people be trying to say that listen, nobody don't listen, man. You name one picnic where somebody played Eminem. You name one club where somebody threw on some Eminem. You might hear Eminem at a bar mitzvah or something, or a KKK rally or something like that, or you might hear him at the clubhouse where the Hell's Angels be at. But man, ain't nobody don't play Eminem at the club. Nobody don't be bumping Eminem in the hood. Nobody don't be playing him in the streets. So how are you a goat? No girl, no girl ever tells you to throw on some Eminem when you go into the movies. I ain't even gonna lie to you. If I was dating a black girl and she told me to throw on some Eminem, I might kick her ass out the car. I might, you know what I'm saying? I might end the date because I think something is seriously wrong with her. Eminem, somebody you got to bump when you by yourself because he got stuff you can't even play in front of people, in front of a crowd full of people. M-Core was a good album. M-Core was a good album. I can't even lie. That was a good album. That was like his last good album. That was, if I'm not mistaken, M-Core was album number 4. First, it was the Marshall Matters LP. Then, no, the Eminem LP. Then the second album was the Marshall Matters LP, and then the third album was the album where I thought wasn't that good because he tried to do a lot of the music himself. The one that had "Let's Get Down to Business." I don't even remember what was on that. I don't even remember what was on that album. And then I think the fourth album was M-Core. And then the fifth album was Relapse. Like I said, after the fifth album, that was it. That was all. Like I said, I played the fifth album, Relapse. I listened to it about 2 times and I never listened to it again. Now, M-Core, I ain't gonna lie, was pretty good. But once again, he didn't have nothing that you could play when you like riding with the homies. He had some, he had some stuff on there. But like I said, Eminem is what you call a guilty pleasure because, like I said, you can't play his records in front of everybody. Man, first of all, Eminem didn't even really win that. Eminem didn't even really win that battle with Machine Gun Kelly. Not saying that Machine Gun Kelly is all that in a bag of shit. Rap Devil was way better than Kill Shot. But because of politics and because it was Eminem, people just said Eminem won because he responded. But Rap Devil was better. Kill Shot wasn't even that good. Eminem didn't even really come with a good response to Rap Elvis. He got bodied by Benzino. And Benzino went to Detroit and went in front of his restaurant and clowned him in front of his restaurant. Benzino dared him to make a comeback track. It's like the homie Gucci Mane said, like nobody don't be bumping on Eminem in the hood, and then everybody get triggered. I can't even say, I can't even believe he said that. Oh, well, man, and then the game he bodied Eminem on that song, the Black Slim Shady. But I guess Dr. Dre told Game, hey, Game, lay off Eminem and stuff. Game bodied Eminem on that song, Black Slim Shady. Well, if Eminem helped you out of depression, that just shows you didn't have much going on to begin with. Because Eminem can't help me do nothing, and obviously you not black. Eminem don't do nothing for the Eminem don't move me. I'm not moved by his songs. I can't relate to none of that goofy shit he be talking sometimes. I was able to tolerate some of the stuff that he wouldn't say on his songs because he had some decent beats. And it's been so it is what it is. So if Eminem helped you get through depression, it says a lot about you. Then you must have been for real. Look, hey, Damien, I ain't hating on nobody. Hey, bro, don't tell me what the fuck to say on my outlet, bro. I can say what I want to say. If you don't like what I have to say about Eminem, you can get the fuck off my channel. I stand on what I say. I mean it. I ain't got to watch what I say because you have Eminem's nuts in your mouth or somewhere else. This my platform. You don't like what I have to say, you can get the hell off my channel. Ain't nobody hating on Eminem. That's the problem right there. Cornball. Nah, bro, your ass is blocked. Get off my channel. Oh, we're not doing that today. Nah, don't try to sit up there and cop a plea now. Oh, why you hating on it? This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. See what I mean? Anytime you have an honest assessment or you critique this dude, somebody say you hating. And then you see dude tried to back, nah, dude, you gone. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You want to sit up here and play these games? Nah, you got to go, homeboy. Well, first of all, nobody can't really destroy your career unless you let them destroy your career. Listen, J. Cole will be fine. He bowed out of the rap battle with Kendrick Lamar. He decided it wasn't good for him. Drake, he wanted, the problem is with Drake, he act like he wanted the smoke. And when he got smoke, then he resorted to trying to keep people from performing in Canada. He resorted to some dirty tactics. But I never did like Drake. I always thought Drake was a cornball. I mean, you cannot put corn, to seeing corn without thinking about Drake. I always thought Drake was a lame. I always thought Drake was fake. I thought Drake was more inclined with being white than he was black. I thought he was a white guy that just happened to have black in him. But I never saw Drake as a black rapper or a black artist. I mean, look at his kids. So there you have it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, Tania. Listen, in the Bay, we was kind of done with Eminem after his second album. Nobody don't like I keep saying, if you play Eminem, like you play Eminem when you by yourself and you on your way home, I can tell you right now, I have never been on a date and some woman said, "Babe, could you throw on some Eminem? I want to hear Eminem hella bad." Like I said, if you played Eminem and you was on a date with a girl, you ain't getting none. You is not gonna score. She might tell you to take her home. I used to go to all the clubs. I used to go to the clubs in San Jose. I used to go to, the local clubs in Oakland, like the End Zone, when the End Zone was open, the sports page, Du Chalet's, Sweet Jimmy's, Now Sweet Jimmy's is called the I forgot what Sweet Jimmy's is called. This is a reggae club now. I used to go to the Caribbean, all in places. Nobody played no damn Eminem. So I'm telling you that right now. Nobody played no damn. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Nobody put nobody played no damn Eminem. And that's just real. Yeah, Drake. First of all, we all know what Drake's religion is, but we gonna leave that alone because I don't want to get harassed on my channel. Drake is faking the funk. Drake is a white guy. Drake is like a hip hop version of Sean King. Yeah, he happened to have a black father, but Drake is more inclined with his white side. That's what Kendrick Lamar was saying when he was calling them a colonizer, saying that he had to get his black swag from a lot of artists in Atlanta. That's where that came from. Oh, I've been saying that Jay Z is overrated. You mean Jay Z, the king of making albums, and out of 13, 14, 15 songs, maybe four of them is on hit, and then the rest of them is mediocre? I've been saying that about. No, oh man. No, but I'm just saying this about I'm just saying this that's an argument that I'm making when it pertains to Drake. Drake is a fraud. Drake should just consider himself white because he really ain't in touch with the black community. And if you have a liking, if you and then here's the thing, if you have a liking for the Hells Angels, that should tell you all you need to know about Drake. Jay Z always been a biter. He always like that's what Nas was talking about. Like Jay Z hung around people and took bits and pieces from people's style and stuff. And even though Jay Z didn't sold a lot of records, you know, even though Jay Z sold a lot of records, he a billionaire. Nobody can't knock Jay Z for being smart with his money and properly invested his money. But to get where Jay Z is, you got to be a snake. Jay Z snaked a lot of people. You know, he was intimidated by Benny Siegel. He would basically try to suppress Benny Siegel whenever Benny Siegel dropped the album because he was intimidated by Benny Siegel. Because most people thought that Benny Siegel was a better MC than Jay Z. And every time Benny Siegel dropped the album, he would get next to no promotion behind his albums. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, when a rapper comes out, every rapper has somebody that influenced them. So when I hear white people and these handkerchief head sambos talking about Eminem is an all time great, well, guess what? If Eminem is the quote unquote so called goat, which he isn't, well, Eminem said who inspired him. People like Redman and Big Daddy Kane and some other people. He said he was inspired by those dudes. So if Eminem is the so-called GWOAT, yeah, I'll say GWOAT because some of his songs were questionable, very suspect. So if he's a quote unquote all time great, well, it's because of black artists. So at the end of the day, if Eminem is one of the best that ever did it, well, his success is due to black people, of course. Boom, drop the mic. I don't even be wanting to do this stuff, man, but these people be pissing me off, man. You know, and shout out to my dude Coffee because we had this conversation. I just looked at Eminem perform and I was like, damn, what is so special about this dude? Nothing. Man, House of Pain used to put on better performances than Eminem did. Man, it like I said, Eminem looked like old man Logan. You know, he looked like for real, man. Eminem performed like a dude who got paid a lot of money. Man, Turkey Al Sheik probably gave Eminem like 10 million to do that stuff. Yeah, you could call him old. He was performing like an old man. The best thing about Eminem's performance that he had on those Jordan 4s, that was the best thing about Eminem's performance, was his Jordan 4s. I was thinking to myself, like, once again, just looking at this dude, I was like, man, this dude, what makes this dude like how's this dude a goat? Like, where did that come from? Man, Eminem about his hey, he might be old goat milk, but he ain't nobody's goat. He is not no greatest of all time. I mean, they just declared Nas like Illmatic, like arguably one of the greatest hip hop album ever made, the greatest hip hop album ever made. You know, even though that's subjectable, that's debatable. I mean, me myself, I thought Stillmatic was better than Illmatic, but that's neither here or there. Yeah, that's where most of his bread and butter come from. Him performing overseas and all that kind of stuff. Because, like I said, I'm trying to think. When was the last time Eminem did a concert in the Bay Area? Anywhere within the Bay Area. Eminem don't perform in the Bay Area. Not like that. Eminem don't come to the Oakland Coliseum Arena. He don't come to the Chase Center. And if he do, it's not highly publicized. So I'm just keeping it a buck. Nobody but Wayne can get dude, you out of your mind. Bro, you must be on dude, you must be on that good dope. You must be on that Peruvian yay. You must be on that Peruvian 90% pure. Cause I'm serious, dude. You are on drugs. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Since you keep talking about Little Wayne ain't that good neither. Little Wayne, another overrated rapper. So dude, just stop it before you embarrass yourself, before I humiliate you. No, the only person that come close to Eminem is Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne ain't that good. Lil Wayne is a junkie, a dope fiend, and not to mention a coon. So, dude, please stop it before I humiliate you. And I'm giving you a chance to just be quiet. I remember Immortal Technique, but the problem is with Immortal Technique, the dude don't never like really put nothing out. Just like okay, it's just like J Electronica. Man, when I heard Exhibit A and Exhibit C, man, I was looking forward to J Electronica's debut album that took them like 10 years to put out. And then when I heard that album was hot garbage. I'm talking about it was trash water. I'm talking about it was like them Jordans that you buy from the flea market that don't even have the Michael Jordan logo on it. That's how bad. That's how bad. That's how bad Jay Electronica's album. Hey, it was so bad I don't even remember what was on there. And I was like, damn, we waited 10 years for this. He only put out one studio album. And when it came out, and it was quickly forgotten. Hell, Rhapsody, Rhapsody been putting out better material. I mean, for real, Rhapsody go hard in the paint. I'm glad they trolling. I'm glad I got their attention. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad I got their attention. Real talk. I'm just saying. Well, I'm the one to tell the truth about Eminem. I'm not playing these games about Marshall Bruce Matters. That's really from Kansas. That's really from Kansas and not Detroit. He ain't even really from man, listen. If Eminem's so Detroit, how come he ain't did no songs with none of the hottest Detroit rappers? I ain't heard about Eminem doing a song with T Grizzly or Babyface Ray or Payroll Giovanni or Peasy, Little Blade Icewood. You know what I'm saying? I ain't heard him doing no songs with none of those Detroit legends. No songs with Sada Baby. No song. Come on, no songs with Draco, but Eminem so Detroit. Eminem don't even. And the thing is, Eminem never. This is just real talk. I didn't even hear Eminem giving praise to the boss when she passed away. No Dage Loaf. He ain't did songs with none of those Detroit artists. None of them. Oh, you mean oh you mean Figure Point and Curtis, who just recently said, man. I mean, people really changed the narrative when it comes to Curtis. I'm just saying, if Eminem's so Detroit, he don't do songs with none of those Detroit rappers. Like I said, I ain't heard him do no song with Babyface Ray. And by the way, Babyface Ray had one of the hottest songs out, period, in 2022 with Steel Man, with Steel Face. That was one of the coldest songs that came out. And the funny thing is, even when Eminem was featured on those D12 albums, the members of D12 themselves said that Eminem, because Eminem served as executive producer, that they said Eminem was sneaking, taking verses off that he thought was better than his. Lady, you finna, lady, lost cause, you finna piss me off. Juice World, are you serious? You must be in your 20s. I think this conversation might be too complex for you. You might be out of your league. You talking about, come on, please stop it. You embarrassing yourself. That's another thing. Like, why Eminem always have that damn cap and hoodie on? Like that's his security blanket. Is he like Linus from you know what I'm saying, from Peanuts gang? That's his security blanket now. Well, we'll fix that. We'll fix that. That's how you do guys like him. Yeah, that he just remind me of Linus, like how Linus never went nowhere without that blanket, but I guess the hoodie and that hat over his head, just kind of weird. Maybe that's his new gimmick now. So that's part of his hair. That's part of his hairstyle. Really? Yeah, I was just I was just like thinking about that too. I was like, damn. I was like, he always like and I just want to know what happened to Eminem's blonde hair. I just wonder what made Eminem decide to grow one of those, I just wonder what made Eminem decide like in his late 40s to grow one of those dirty biker gang beards. I mean, we old enough. I mean, you the one that don't seem to grow up. I mean, your name says it all. Your handle, Lost Cause, and that's a true sentiment of what's going on with you under 30 people. Y'all are a lost cause. Y'all don't understand shit. Y'all don't know the difference between a carrot and a cauliflower, but y'all think y'all know everything. But anyway, I mean, she actually brought up Juice World. That should tell you all you need to know about her or him or shim or whatever, what non-binary, whatever they call themselves these days, because they don't want to have no definitive identification or identity. I mean, rest in peace to Juice World, but come on, man, dude didn't even like do anything. He didn't even establish himself or get that deep in the game to even be even relevant. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Most of this new generational rap, I don't even consider it rap. Most of these dudes be singing and stuff, singing and using auto tunes and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, you just can't tell rapper A from rapper B. And then the thing is, you don't have the variety anymore. Because now, in some cases, the Southern rappers sound like New York rappers, and the New York rappers sound like Southern rappers. So you'd be like, "Where this dude from? Oh, he from, huh?" You know, we all know the '90s was the golden era of rap. Yeah, these 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 rappers are real junkies now. And then not to mention they talk about no snitching, but they always snitching on themselves. These dudes make songs about what they did and stuff like basically building a case on themselves and stuff. Yeah. I'll give Young Thug credit before I end this stream. Young Thug kind of realized the implication what could go on if he keep presenting himself in a certain way. He got out of his so-called rock star image when he was talking about, hey, I had a son. He said I basically had to stop painting my nails and wearing, man. And that nigga Gunner, oh my god, that dude Gunner. I'm just gonna leave. I done seen it all with him. Yeah, these dudes be telling on themselves. Listen, listen. This new thing with drill rappers and all that kind of stuff, like basically putting their business out for everybody. They have something called the hip hop police. Just like the funny thing is, R.I.P. to Tan the God. Tan the God is more famous now than she was when she was alive. At the end of the day, it's conflicted stories about what went on. But at the end of the day, you can't be trying to promote that stuff. You can't sit up there and be talking about you did dirt and you constantly making raps about it, and then you keep forgetting. You got to understand something. It don't matter whether you delete somebody or not, whether it's justified, whether they deserved it, you thought they deserved it, whatever the case may be. You know, people gonna always have somebody that care about them. The same way you take out ops got people that care about them, got people that love them. They got a mama, they got a daddy. At the end of the day, the wrong thing you should be doing is sitting up there trying to antagonize the situation, because Tana God went from a alleged victim to looking like a villain because she was trying to capitalize off that stuff. I don't know Tana God, I don't know her people, but at the end of the day, you just got to keep it a buck. That ain't the type of shit you make songs about. I want I was listening to her. I was listening to past interviews with her. I was just shaking my head. So to be honest with you, no disrespect to her, no disrespect to her family. I wasn't surprised what happened to her. I wasn't surprised, even though they caught the dude allegedly that's supposed to have been the trigger man. I wasn't surprised. You can't go around making songs about who you took out and how you did it, and then bragging about it and saying this is what you do best, because she was implicating that wasn't her first rodeo. So you have to understand, when you talk like that, people are listening. So whoever this dude was, she supposed to have taken out or whatever the case may be, you have to remember, he had people. He had a crew. He had people that cared about him. He had people that loved him. The streets don't work like that. It's none of this stuff about, well, I took him out because he violated my sister, or, he stole from me. People don't care about that. If that's their homeboys, that's their loved one, they gonna ride for him or her, whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter whether the person is good or bad, or semi good, semi bad. Doesn't matter. It doesn't work like that. Sugar and spice, everything nice. If I was aligned with Tan the God, I would have said I highly recommend put this type of material out. And unfortunately, they got to that poor girl, you know, broad daylight. And then, yeah, and that's another thing. Then you saying where you at. Like, that's an accident. That's an accident waiting to happen. That's the difference between my era and this new generation. When you did dirt, you didn't even talk about it. If you did dirt by yourself, you didn't talk about it. If you did dirt with some people in your crew, you didn't talk about it. You act like it never happened. You act like it never happened. You don't discuss it. Whatever the case may be. If one dude get caught up, you don't take the other dudes with you. But now these dudes make songs talk about, I did it. I did it. at 8 o'clock at night. I mean, come on, man. You can't make songs talking about you. You know what I'm saying? I did it 8 o'clock at night. What could I say? I caught the nigga at a red light. Pow, pow, pow. What's the gat? And then I made his brains go splat. Bars. I told y'all. I told y'all I used to write, man. Y'all don't want, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Y'all don't want me to get back in the studio. I'm just telling y'all, man. You don't want me to. You don't want to see my pen because some of these YouTubers end their career. I end some of these dudes' careers if I got back on the mic. You do not want to see. You do not want to see my pen. You do not want to see my pen. You you do not want to see my pen because I will end. I will end some of these. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I got bars. I'm letting it be known. I got the bars though. Well, I just wanted to give y'all a little sample. You know what I'm saying? Little. I might one day I might just pick an instrumental and I might spit a hot 16. What's up, man? I might find an instrumental. I might do two instrumentals. I might do East Coast and then I might do West Coast, but it's definitely gonna be something from the 90s, you know. Oh yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, man. I do got man. My family got talent, man. My cousin do music. I got another cousin that do movies. My brother is a writer. You know what I'm saying? I'm a writer, so I'm still registered as a writer with ASCAP. So I'm still I got some songs registered. So I'm just saying, you know, maybe I just need to get on the mic and start like dissing some of these content creators. But we'll see. But yeah, that's the point I was trying to get off about Marshall Bruce Matters. But man, he just ain't got it no more. Real talk. Anyway, you guys, appreciate you. I'm out.